So in this video I'm going to show you how to make a planet in Krags Planetfactory. We're going to be making a desert with an atmosphere and a custom height map and color map that we took from Space Engine. So what you're going to need for this is Space Engine, Notepad, Kerbal Space Program, and if you want you can use a paint program like Photoshop to mess with textures. But yeah, all those programs are free. First thing, create a folder. So make a new folder. I'm going to name my planet Dune. You can use whatever name you want. And then go into Space Engine. And I've already started it up and selected a planet. So after you find your planet, press Escape, go to Editor, Export Planet. And I use 2048 for resolution. It looks really good, and if I use anything higher, it kills my video driver. Click Export. Alright, we're done with that. Go into your Space Engine folder, click Export, and here's all the stuff that got exported. The only thing we care about right now is surface bump and surface diff. These two images are going to be our height map and color map for our planet. Diff is your color, bump is your height. So rename this color map to Dune _ color. Rename your height map to Dune _ height. And just make sure these are PNG files. Space Engine does it by default. If you have another program, just export it as a PNG. Alright. Next we need to do our config files. For this video I'm just going to base it off of one of the planets I made. And you can use ones from Urania. That's how I learned. I downloaded the Urania pack from Cyto and I just looked at his configs and learned it from there. So I'm going to copy my config file, and if you mouse over it it'll say config. And I'm going to put it in same file, Dune, on my desktop. So let me minimize that. And we're going to go back in here and we're going to grab the system file. These are pretty much the same for every system, just different names. And rename both of these to Dune or your planet name. Just make sure this is a config and this is a system. Cool. Now rename everything in here according to what you want to make. So I changed the name from LV426 to Dune. Tylo is our template. We'll leave that. That's good. Change the index for your flight global so it doesn't conflict with any other bodies. You can take out anything with a // in front of it. That // it's just for you to read. The program actually doesn't read it. It's just like a user note. We'll just keep the atmosphere information and the description. That's fine. Radius, you can change the radius, but that'll affect the sphere of influence, but we'll just keep it as it is. Just make sure that on PQS you have a lowercase r, and on celestial body it's a capital. That actually does matter. Now vertex color map, this is another mod you can add, and this is going to be our Dune color. We'll change this to Dune. That's all you have to do. And next we have our scaled export, and since this is going to be roughly the same size as the planet I did, we'll just leave it. Orbit, you can change the orbit around. This is currently orbiting a gas giant, so when I put it around the sun it needs a much bigger orbit so it doesn't end up actually inside of the sun. So let me just change that. Don't need that. And reference body refers to the planet or star that what you're creating orbits around. So we want this as a regular planet orbiting the sun, so just put sun. And just like color map, our vertex height map mod lets us use a custom height map, and we just change Dune height, that referring to Dune height right here. Just Control S or file save, and that should be it for the config file. There's a lot more stuff you can do in here with adding different decals and everything, but I'm just going to try and keep it simple. And this is our system file. This is really easy. So system, this is just a simple modifier by itself with a trait enabled, and we're going to put true. Now LV246, we don't need all that crap. We only have one planet in our system, so we're just going to put it Dune. If you make multiple planets, make sure the parent body, the planet that everything orbits around like a gas giant, that name comes first. But we don't need that for this. Close that out, and that should be your file right now. Copy it, and we'll go into game data in your Kerbal Space Program folder, and we'll just paste it in here with the rest of the Planetfactory info. So close this and load up Kerbal Space Program and see if it works. Mine takes a little bit to load, so I'm just going to pause this. Alright, so I'm done loading. Just make sure when you load up Krags Planetfactory, that little icon on the top left, it shows your system name. So it'll say Dune System. And just click on that icon to load it. You want to make a, well, it's not necessary, but I make a Planetfactory test file that doesn't have anything important on it, so I don't screw up my career mode or anything, but you can do what you want. Just go into the Space Center to see if it actually loaded or it's actually orbiting. And oh, cool. Here is Dune. It's a little bit close, but at least it's not in the sun. To edit the planet, you're going to have to get a rocket and go over there and actually orbit it. So thankfully, Planetfactory actually comes with its own version of HyperEdit. So press Control 9, and out on the top left you see Planetfactory. This is the Planetfactory UI. And there's a planet picker. So press Go To, planet picker pops up, click Dune. You can change the altitude you orbit at, but I don't want to screw with that right now. Okay, so we're now orbiting the planet, and as you can see, it has this weird default gray texture and the Tylo height map. So what we want to do is press Create Scaled. And what Create Scaled does, I can actually show you in the folder. Check this out. See, it's actually adding two files, a Duna map and a Duna normal. And you actually can't see the weird gray texture anymore. It changed. Now we have our cool space engine texture. And notice that on the end of these file names there's an underscore. That's kind of a test file that Planetfactory makes, so it doesn't overwrite your original map, and it allows you to have two. So if I loaded this back up, it wouldn't show it because it has an underscore. So if you want to keep the map that it loaded, just take that underscore off the end and it'll load it next time. But this is your planet. We just use some HyperEdit. And we're probably going to be burning re-entry right now. Let me pause this. Yeah, so I wasn't a perfect landing, I guess, but this is what your planet looks like. Well, mine does, but you know, I feel like the the space engine planets, they just look really good compared to what you can do with just messing around with the stock one. But yeah, this is Dune. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped you out, and just please send me any questions.